Today I'm critiquing the Hobbit mansion in Utah. And if you're thinking how a vacation home should correctly fit in your real estate portfolio, watch this video with me.
Today, we're touring one of the most incredible estates in Utah. Set on 30 acres, this is a true all-year property designed to be lived in and fully enjoyed. If I lived here, I would never leave this home.
With all due respect, Enes, you're not a data point. You gotta be willing and capable. And the owner, who's willing and capable, built this house in 2014 and is now selling it. Let's find out why.
The architecture is inspired by the Lord of the Rings, and it's built to be completely embedded into the landscape. The home is packed with amenities rarely seen in a single residence. Basketball court, golf simulator, racquetball court, rock climbing wall, game room, and a private pond anchoring the grounds.
This house is just outrageous. Look at this.
But what truly sets this estate apart isn't just the scale or the amenities. It's the experience. Every space feels designed for year-round living, whether summer or winter. I think I can get in the pod.
You know, these types of settings just are few and far between, and the ones that are prime have already been built on. These are the places that ground you and allow you and your family to have a reset.
At $43 million,
That's a very expensive reset. I don't know about your family, but we don't reset for anything under 100. Let's talk about it geographically, okay? I know what you're thinking. Arvin, this is only an hour away from Salt Lake City. This is a perfect weekend home all year round for someone who lives in Salt Lake City. You're correct, but I don't think it's all year round, and I will tell you why. Because this property is an equal distance to Deer Valley and Park City than if you're in Salt Lake City. In fact, in parts of Salt Lake City, you'll be much closer to that destination. So to me, this is not a ski property. You might be able to use it in spring, summer, and fall, but definitely not in winter. It doesn't kill two birds with the same stone. And this is very important when you're looking at your residential real estate portfolio. A lot of my clients have 6-7 homes. And what I can tell you is that if you're not being honest with yourself as far as why you're truly buying the property that you're planning to buy or build a dream home, you're gonna have regrets. Because I can promise you, this owner, when initially they were looking to build this property, they were trying to kill multiple birds at the same time, like legacy property, a lifestyle property, or social capital. All these elements that you think you're gonna need or get out of this property, a lot of them, if you're not being honest with yourself in the beginning, don't pan out because they're listing the property for sale. This is a custom home to their exact taste and wants and needs. And at the end of the day, after 10 years of ownership, probably 5-year build, they're putting their hands up. You're like, no, we're done with it. Let's find out what's happening.
All right, everyone, welcome to Provo, Utah. We have an extremely special tour ahead of us, and I don't say that lightly. Between the surrounding landscape, the property, water features, or the main pond to my left. Now, the property is situated on 30 acres. Gates open up to this long winding driveway that brings you to this point where we have the entrance to the main estate.
Okay, let's talk about the lot, how the house sits on the lot, and the approach. We're talking about 30 acres, and a lot of it is flat. It sits at a base of a mountain, and you've got this beautiful driveway. It's not tree-lined, but it teases the lake on the side as you get closer to the property. The property is situated south-facing, and I think the architect has done a fantastic job positioning the house at the right elevation, at the right location within the lot, because the property is both south-facing. You get mountain view from south, and also on the other direction when we're looking at the primary bedroom looking out to these beautiful peaks.
Now, this is a pretty grand motor court, and the driveway here leads us to the cover section. But first, I want to talk about the architecture. This property was inspired by the Lord of the Rings, and that's why we have so many of these oversized circular architectural openings. In fact, right here, you can see that we have 6 architectural openings leading us all the way to the backyard, which is quite crazy. Now, the inspiration comes directly from the Hobbit architecture in Middle-earth. In the Lord of the Rings, in Hobbiton, they have homes with circular doors and windows. with thick walls and softer edges. And also the structures there are blended into the landscape rather than placed on it. And that was the direction the architect and the design team followed here.
They didn't really follow it, you know. This looks nothing like it. It just has the round thing going on. This is really strange. It's not covered by dirt and it's a completely different scale. Weren't hobbits like 3 feet tall? This is like super big. It's funny because like if you really wanted to match the area with the location of Salt Lake City, you know, maybe an elf castle, a human castle, like the one he showed us, would have fit like culturally a lot better considering the Mormon architecture and churches. I have no idea what they're doing here. This is ridiculous.
Going to the other side, the driveway extends out to the back of the property. Here we have gorgeous pine trees. I mean, the surrounding landscape is jaw-dropping.
This is pretty bare. Look, there's some good peaks, okay? Don't get me wrong. But, you know, it's not really foresty, you know, not much trees over here. But there's some good peaks. Trust me, this is not the best angle. There are better angles here.
I want to walk around all day and just take in this property. Now here we have the 3-car garage.
This is their fire department. This is Hobbit's fire department. Really strange choice of architecture.
Here we have additional 4-car garage. This section is really recessed into the grounds, and you can see how the limestone helps blend in with the surrounding landscape. When we were touring the exterior, I did not go into this garage, but this garage is an incredible space. First off, the ceiling height. Second, the construction quality here. The entire thing is concrete cased. And that wasn't enough. They also used massive steel beams to carry the weight, and it is so spacious. We have 4 garage doors here, but you can park 6 to 7 cars here and some winter toys very easily. But I'm just impressed with the construction quality.
Dude, they haven't even put drywall around here. How are you impressed by the construction quality? It looks like there were some leaks that they covered up over here. This is the only part of the house that I've seen that is actually under the earth, right? This is the garage is the Hobbit area, okay? The rest of the house is above ground like a typical home. It just has the circular things.
And also you can see how they framed the entire garage out of concrete. This is also where they have a steel beam embedded into the concrete column. But then they use wood framing to close the gap so they can install the garage doors very easily, attach it, and call it a day.
They shouldn't have called it a day. They should have drywalled it and covered it. How is this a feature we're supposed to appreciate? Are you kidding me? $43 million, we can't get some drywall? Come on. Why are you selling us this?
I want to quickly talk about this detail. You can see the round opening here. There's a weight to this entry that I really like. I mean,
yeah, it's oddly erotic, isn't it? It's kind
The foyer features double high ceilings. This unique chandelier
inspired by human sperm. What is this? How is this a good fit for Hobbit house? I don't get it.
And ton of natural light is coming in because of the opening to my back, the side windows, and the formal living room faces the backyard. We're gonna see that in a second.
Can you spot the flaw? I always pause the frame and ask my subscribers to spot the flaw because it's a muscle you have to exercise. I give you guys 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. This is your wow factor and they botched it. Look how busy it is. So distractive. You can't even focus on anything. First and foremost, your stairway is encroaching into your foyer. Then you go a little bit more forward. Somebody decided to put the dining room in the middle of the house. And then you see another half-round couch with a round fireplace. On the other side, you see an aquarium. And then you see a Hobbit testiculus dangling as a chandelier in the sky. And you're scratching your head. You're like, where is the view? You completely dropped it. But the worst part is this hallway bridge right above you that the cameraman is trying to hide, and that beam right above the glass, which breaks the line of sight, and you destroy this whole round element that you were trying to achieve and do.
Even though it looks like it's built out of wood, this is actually an all steel staircase except the threads here. And with this open riser design, it has a lighter feel and it curves graciously to the top floor. This is a complicated design.
We don't care. It's ugly. Okay. Is it wood? Is it metal? There's nothing beautiful about this.
To get these steel beams to carry this perfect radius, including the hand railing, but it was worth it. And in fact, this property is obsessed with round and curved edges.
But they fumbled when it most mattered. Why didn't you replace that frame? You're using steel everywhere. You should have had this round feature connecting the 6 freaking vaginal channel. Come on. You cheaped it out in the most important part.
I mean, look at the landing above me. And in fact, here, they've embraced this circular aesthetic and created this elevated formal dining room.
Yeah, they did the same thing in Dubai Mall. In the center, there's the cafeteria. Whose idea was this? Come on.
The table matches, you have a disco bowl light fixture in the center, and given that this section is elevated and situated in the center, it interacts with all the rooms, whether it's the foyer, formal living room, kitchen, all the way to the family room.
But it doesn't interact with the outside. You have 30 acres and you put an internal dining room for me. Does that make sense? Does that make any sense?
Now, to define this space, they have a step down here. Your comfortable sectional couches. We go back to double high ceilings here with this cove lighting design above. And of course, this beautiful natural stone comes into the property, but this is actually a gas fireplace. The wood here is decorative.
The whole thing is decorative, and you distracted from the view. What are you doing? This house was built in 2014. This doesn't look it was ever used. So you added a design element to take away from your gorgeous view, to distract, and you never ever freaking used it. When you could have created a moment. I talk about neck turning, okay? Every opportunity you could wow the buyer, you can wow your guests. And over here, this could have been a great moment on another side of the property. You could have been much bigger, like this whole, you really got shy when it came to the fire, but you could have had a really special moment with bookcasing around it. Go to the Hobbit land, like do the whole Hobbit thing if you're really into it. You just distracted from the view and it doesn't even freaking work.
I mean, look at the volume here, the ceiling height, and how the second floor landing followed this curved line. And they accomplished this look by using massive steel beams and running across. That way, they don't need any posts to keep that section up, but it also leaves it open because on the other side, we have amazing views of your backyard and the surrounding mountains.
Yeah, if you like squint your eyes and use a binocular, look, I'm all for framing the view, but they didn't bother. They spent all that steel structure on the umbilical looking cord stairway bridge above, but they didn't bother to take this beam out and have that continuity of the look to go through to keep the attention towards the view. I really think when you walk in, the last thing you would notice would be the view.
Next up, let's go see the kitchen. We have a couple different sections here. This curved island with a marble countertop, bar seating. Armand, can we get a close-up? Look at this custom sink. Again, following these curved lines. It almost matches the aesthetic of the landing upstairs. We have traditional raised panel cabinetry, these oversized handles, and they went with this two-tone look. So you have wider cabinetry here, darker cabinetry in the center, circular island. I'm so sorry, I feel like I'm gonna use the word circular and round so much throughout the tour. And then we have additional bar seating here. And this is our main island with some pendant lights. And on the back, we have a Lacanche gas range.
Great. Hobbits really like this. What happened, guys? We totally let go of the Hobbit architecture. We're like now in Orange County, Newport Beach. Your interior design has nothing to do with your Hobbit architecture. This is ridiculous. What are we doing? Seriously, like, what are we doing here?
Vent is nicely tucked into the cabinetry for a cleaner look. Paneled in fridge and freezer. And on the back, we have a good size chef's kitchen as well with its own gas cooktop. And here they brought in a pizza oven. This is a bold touch with these mosaic tiles.
Bold touch. What are we doing here? You could have at least made this out of limestone, you know? You could have brought a little bit of the exterior and the inside. When you brought it, you gave us a fireplace out of position, which doesn't even work. This was your opportunity.
Look at the cabinetry, how it curves the wall with this marble divider right in the center, and even the cabinetry, everything follows. This is a big kitchen. All right, next up, we have the family room, but first, can we talk about this hallway? Here, we have a good sized powder room.
That is not a good sized powder room. If that's the only powder room downstairs for a property this massive, we have a huge problem. You need at least 2 powder rooms downstairs.
Those doors open up to the motor court on the back that I showed earlier. Here we have the staircase going down to the lower level where we have the amenities. Upstairs we have the guest suites, and the hallway here with this curved bowl design takes you to your basketball court, and unfortunately you guys have to wait a little bit. We'll see that in a second as well. Now the family room, cozy, massive sectional couch. Same limestone is brought in here with the fireplace, diamond patterned bookshelf, TV, view of the backyard. But this is the part I really like. They have this cozy breakfast nook here.
Why cozy? If you're over 200 pounds, your stomach won't even allow you to sit here. You had 30 acres. 22,000 square foot main house. I like the fact that the family room connects really naturally to the kitchen, but this is abnormally small. And it really signals to me that it was really designed from the outside in instead of doing it simultaneously from inside and outside. And it's one of the biggest mistakes I see, especially when people are committing to this weird architectural style, which doesn't even make sense. And then you end up with these little weird pockets that you're forcing it, right? You're making decisions on the spot instead of planning everything from beforehand. And this is a prime example of it, because this family room, this breakfast nook is equal to a size for a $3 million home, not a $43 million home.
Now off of the foyer, we also have the office, and without a doubt, one of the most impressive spaces. And keep in mind, this is a 3-story room, but this frame captures Mount Timpanogos and the surrounding mountains so well. I mean, down below we have a water feature. You can see your pond. And imagine these trees with leaves. Imagine this frame during summer. And in fact, the listing video of this property was shot during summer, and the footage looked incredible. There's so much life here. And this room does a pretty good job capturing it and capitalizing it while giving you that grounding, peaceful environment you seek in an office.
I don't get the grounding, peaceful environment. I'm getting more of a Harry Potter vibe over here. But I like its location. I like the fact that it's right by the door, so people don't have to go through the house to get to you if you have to do some business. I wish it had a separate entrance to get in. And the view is framed really good for winter because those mountains are absolutely beautiful. I love the peaks, except for summer months. Those trees are going to be blocking your mountain view.
Above, we have a landing that you can access from the 2nd floor, and then the staircase takes you up to the 3rd floor. Let's go up there. So welcome to the top floor. You can see these curved beams and how they built this intricate roof design. And then we have these 2 chairs, so you can just sit down, relax, and enjoy the view. Look at that circular window, how it frames the mountain. And they spent all this money and resources to create this moment here.
You know, you could have taken those trees out and moved and planted somewhere else. It would have been a lot cheaper. Building this crazy staircase. Oh my God, this is crazy. It's probably because architecturally they committed to this and they had this roof line. Again, I really believe it was designed from outside in and with modifications going back. Whenever the owners are super involved in a project without supervision, the architect would do anything, right? You ask the architect, he would tell you and do it. The builder would do it. The interior designer would do it. Why? Because they get paid for every crazy idea you come up with. That's why I have my inner circle, to save you from making stupid, crazy, expensive mistakes like this. You would never use this. In this 30 acres, you think you're going to be hanging out here? 30 acres. Come on.
Now leaving the office, I want to quickly talk about the deck on the other side. We have motorized sliding glass doors opening up the space here, and on the other side we have the formal living room. Now you have access to the outdoors, so you can hear the sound of the water. capitalize on the views, sit outside, have a little moment, and get all this fresh air to come to your formal living room and the rest of this floor.
I don't think this formal living space would ever get used because it's just not up to scale of the 22,000 square foot property. This property is for entertaining, for hosting, for throwing parties. You got to be very honest with yourself. If you're buying your third, fourth home, okay, or if you have a big collection of homes like a lot of my clients do, which part of this jigsaw puzzle is it covering? If you look at it as the whole sum is greater than the individual parts, you would really have a higher understanding of what need are you trying to satisfy. Is this a dynastic move, like trying to build a dynasty, generational wealth, parents gives it to kids and everything? I don't think so, because they're selling it. Is it for significance? Probably, because the architecturally it's very out there. Is it for social? No. Is it for status? No. Is it for political? I don't know. But why are you making this decision to buy another house or build another house? You already have so many. You know, Jeff Bezos buys the most expensive house in DC. Why? He never uses it. It's for political capital. Or he comes over here in Los Angeles, buys the Warner State, barely there. Why? He wanted to have influence over the entertainment industry because of Amazon Prime. It's totally fine. If this is such a small portion of your net worth, it's totally fine if you want to make a decision like that. But you got to be honest with yourself. Are you trying to, hit 2-3 birds with the same stone? This property doesn't. Okay, this property certainly doesn't. In part 2, subscribe if you want to watch it. I'm going to critique the rest of the house, the grounds, the upper floor, the basement, and I'm going to give it an Arvin score. Here's a link to my inner circle. Fill out a form. I would love to get on a call with you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the comments.